All right, we are back once again, and today we are looking at the new version, the version 2 of the Brio Beardscape. Stick around. EG family, welcome back. It's Robert, your everyday gentleman. And like I said, today we're going to be looking at the Beardscape V2 from Brio. I've been using the Brio for a long time. I did a tutorial on how I use it to, maintain and groom my beard. I'll link that up here if you guys haven't checked it out. Make sure you check it out. But we're going to be looking at this here. The company did send this out to me to look at. Again, not a sponsored video, but I am an affiliate, and I'll put the link down below if you want to check this out for yourself. But we're going to be doing a complete unboxing with this here. I like doing those on video. So as you can see, it's still completely covered. So it's definitely going to be a first impression. But before we get into it, if this is your first time here, I want to welcome you. If you're into not only men's grooming, but also things like men's style, fragrances, fitness, cigars, whiskey, tobacco pipe, and other topics for the everyday man, then this might be the place for you. Consider subscribing and joining the growing EG family. And if you're already a member, I want to thank you for your continued support. And without further delay, let's get this plastic out this box. All right, of course, first thing we got to do is pull out the handy dandy pocket knife. This has been one of my favorite pocket knives, by the way. I've had a few different ones, but this Kershaw, I think it's called a Brawler, has been my favorite. I'll link this down below if you guys want to check it out, but it's nice and compact. Allows you to move the clip so that you can hold it in any direction that you want. I personally am a tip up guy, the tip. All right, the plastic is off, and looking at this here, it looks very similar to the version 1. The design, the shape of it is pretty different. Still got the ceramic blade, great battery life, which by the way, I've had my V1 for at least 2 years now. I'm not sure exactly, but it's got to be at least 2 years, and the battery is just amazing. That thing can go for a long time on one full charge. It has a lot of the features that the version 1 has, with the adjustable blade on there from 1 to 1.9 millimeters, along with the clip guards on there. Trimming improved, 5-speed settings, responsive controls, informative display, which the display looks like it's improved with more colors on it. At least it looks like it's going to be a quieter trimmer than the current one that I'm using. And then a quick charge. I'm not sure if it's going to charge quicker than my current one, but we'll put it to the test. Today, really all I'm going to be doing is an unboxing, and then I'll be doing a full side-by-side review with my version 1. Now obviously that version 1 is going to be difficult to find if you don't already have it, but if you have the version 1, we'll see if it's worth it to put that aside and get yourself a version 2. First off, this one does look a lot nicer. It's got these rubber grips here on the side that are pretty nice. It does feel better in my hand. It does feel a little more like it's ergonomic, and just the overall design, I like it. It looks a little more modern. I will say this, I've been using the Brio for a long time, and this sliding adjuster, whatever you call it, to adjust the trim length of the clipper itself, on the current one, it holds it easily, or it holds it very securely going up, which is the lower end. But it kind of releases itself when it goes to the 1.9. So if you're not careful when I'm using it, like when I'm cutting my own hair, it'll drop down to 1.9, which is better than going shorter. It goes a little longer, then you're just not getting it. But that's one of the things that's been a pet peeve with the version 1 for me. Now, time will tell if that will end up being the case with this one, but this does feel a lot more secure than the version 1. The blade looks very similar to the version 1, so I'm not sure if the blade itself is different. I'm sure it's not going to fit on the version 1 because the design overall is different, but the blade itself for the most part looks pretty much the same. It's got these little grips here at the bottom that just help to hold the clipper a little better. Let's see the power. All right, so it comes out of the factory with the power lock, which is good. That's one of the good things about this is I've never had the problem traveling with the version 1. I'm not even sure if it has it. I'll check to see if it has a power lock. But I also use the Norelco, the Phillips one blade, and that one has happened at times where I'll be traveling, get to my hotel, or when I get the luggage at the airport, I can hear some buzzing, which means being tossed around in there, bumping into other things, turns on. Having a power lock like this will prevent that from happening. So if you're not traveling with your charger, you don't have to worry about the battery dying, just being on inside your luggage. So that is pretty cool. So it says to turn it on, hold it for 5 seconds to unlock. Now it's unlocked. And that screen is pretty nice. I'm not sure if you can get it there, but I'll try to get a zoom in of it. Sounds pretty quiet. Can't really say it's that much different than the current one that I'm using. Yeah, it doesn't sound too much. I mean, it's definitely not loud, but I don't think the version 1 was very loud. Seems like this thing has a full charge, so it looks like it comes with a full charge from the factory. That's what it looks like here. Oh, one of the cool things on here is the previous version showed you your RPMs, right? So you can adjust the RPMs on here depending on what your particular needs are. You can go from 5,000 up to 7,000 on here in increments of 500 RPM. But one of the pretty cool things on here, aside from showing, you know, the brand on the screen, is that it shows you where you are in your adjustment for the clipper itself, because that's honestly going to be easier to read than the black on black embossed or engraved lettering that you have on the slider here. Now, I really wonder, it doesn't look too different from the current blade that I have, but like I said, right now we're just doing an unboxing, so we'll see a little bit more in detail. But the reason that I am wondering if it's any different is because I also have the Zero blade, and I'm wondering if the Zero blade will fit on this, so definitely want to check that out. Now, this comes with the base as well, just like the version 1, which is pretty cool. I don't really use the base because I don't keep mine charging. I charge it up when needed with the cord, and then I kind of just let it sit in the pouch. But if you want to have this sitting on your bathroom counter, I was going to say kitchen counter, but if you want to have it sitting on your bathroom counter, this little base is a nice way to do it so that it looks good while it's doing that. So we'll put that to the side. Let's see what else is in the box. You've got your charging cable on here. Let's see. You've got your cable, which is a good length. That's one of the things I like about it. It's got a good length on it. And the cool thing about this cable is that you can plug it to the base and directly to the unit itself. So that remains the same, which is good. And then you've got your power block. So I'm wondering if this will fit the version 1, if the version 1 will fit the same as the version 2. It looks like it, but you never know until you give it a shot. And then you've got, just like the version 1, you've got your tools. Now, one thing that I've had happen on the version 1, yeah, these are very similar to the version 1. They look almost identical. I mean, overall, it looks like it. Well, the main difference is going to be is just the body of the trimmer itself. Looks like up here you might be able to use the same clip guards and whatnot. But one of the things that I have struggled with a little bit, might just be wear and tear over time, is these clip guards clip on with some little cutouts that are out here on the side of the clipper, and you basically line those up and it clips on, and this sounds very secure. I don't recall having an issue with putting them on at the beginning, but now what I'm having trouble with is keeping them on. You know, if I go a little too hard, if I slip and put a little too much pressure, it's happened at times where I've pushed the clip guard off, and that's where some of those incidents have happened where I've clipped off a little too much hair. But these guards look to be pretty much the same, and they're the dual guards, just like the version 1. So you've got a 1 and 2 together, you got the 3 and 6 together, the 9 and 12 together, and then the 15 and 18 millimeters together. So clip guards are the same. You've got your brush to clean the bristles, and this is very important. Over time, you're going to build it up. I take off the blade and wipe it down in there and make sure it's nice and clean so that you don't get much buildup in there. And they give you a little bit of this oil that you want to use on your blades every so often so that you maintain some good lubrication on there and keep the blade functioning properly. So looks like that is pretty much it as far as what comes in the box. So overall, I mean, I think the biggest thing is going to be just the design, the overall way it feels. It does feel a little bit lighter as well. So I'll do a second video. I'll kind of follow up after using this for a while, kind of comparing the two, and see how I like it. If you already have the version 2, and especially if you had the version 1 before you went with the version 2, and you have some things that you want to share in regards to the differences between the two, make sure you put those in the comments down below so I can kind of look those over and see what your guys' thoughts are. But that's it as far as the initial unboxing of this version 2. I'm looking forward to using it, and we'll see how it goes in the follow-up video. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you found value in it, make sure you let me and YouTube know by hitting that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and do all the things that help this channel continue to grow. And remember, being a gentleman is an everyday thing. I just shaved, but I can't wait to give this thing a try. Cheers.
We bop and hippity hop, I'm as happy as I can be. Whoa.